Stockx just revealed some insane fake sneaker numbers. We might have some more Yeezy releases this month, and unfortunately some bad news about those upcoming Travis Scott sneakers. We're gonna get into all of it, but first let's do a quick release recap. The Jordan 1 Washed Heritage released yesterday, I believe, and it's still sitting in pretty much every size. Honestly, I really did not expect that. It is a super clean colorway, but it does showcase where Jordan 1 highs are at the moment. The Stussy Vandal High Pack released through Stussy, however there is still an upcoming Nike sneakers release. If you missed the Stussy release, the only pair that's going to be available through Nike sneakers is that deep royal blue color. Recap out of the way, let's get into this upcoming stuff, and let's just get straight into the Travis Scott stuff. Travis Scott Nike SB Dunk Low will not restock in 2023. I don't know where this story started, but it literally took the internet by storm. Now, to be fair, it was pretty unprecedented. Like, we've never seen Nike re-release a collaboration sneaker like this. Actually, House of Heat does name the person where this rumor came from, Tuxedo America. Apparently their Twitter page is no longer active. Now, the original rumor before this restock rumor started circulating was the fact that Travis Scott was going to be collaborating on another SB Dunk. So I'm not entirely sure whether that still exists or we're just not going to see any more dunks from Travis Scott. But of course, as soon as we get any more information, I'll let you guys know. Alright, moving on to one of the biggest releases for this month. Of course, I'm talking about those triple collaboration dunks. So the CLOT Fragment Nike Dunk Low. Just a reminder, guys, these are going to be dropping on the 14th. Like I said before, because this is a triple collaboration, I imagine these are actually pretty limited. So if you want a pair, definitely be ready for the Nike sneakers release, because that looks like it's going to be the last place you could possibly get them, other than resale, obviously. Now, sticking with CLOT dunks, we actually got another look at another CLOT collaboration, this time without Fragment, and that is this pair right here. Now, this one is pretty interesting. First of all, it is covered in cork material. We have an image of the back of the sneakers, and you can see that there's also interchangeable Nike swooshes, something that we saw on the Union LA collaboration. In fact, the pull tab at the back, or the little flap there, that lifts up very similarly to the Union Jordan 1 AJKO. Now, we only have one other image of this pair of sneakers, which is this one right here, and you get a better look at the side profile, and you can also see that this comes with another red Nike swoosh. Now, we don't actually have a release date for this pair, but they're supposed to be dropping this year. Quick little update on the Jacquemus Nike J-Force one. Last week we spoke about these. They kind of popped up pretty quickly, but now we have official images, and we also have some updates to the release. Now, again, I said last week, this is not my favorite looking pair of shoes by a very long shot. Either way, there's going to be two release dates for both of these colorways. The first one is going to be on jacquemus.com on June the 13th, and the second one is, of course, the Nike sneakers release on June the 21st. We got some way better detailed looks at the upcoming J Balvin Jordan 3, and I gotta say, these shots make this sneaker look very, very nice. This might be one of my favorite J Balvin collaborations. I think they did this pair very, very well. It kind of mixes elements of like a white cement Jordan 3 with some Amine in there. Like, you can see the suede, the very light gray suede on the eye stays and around towards the back. The actual cement material that you find on the toe box and around the back of the shoe has like this white effect, which blends really nicely with the colors on this pair of shoes. And then the main thing, obviously, the signature J Balvin effect is just a huge splash of color. Definitely one that I'm going to be after when they drop. And again, that release date is September the 2nd. Right, we just got some official images of the upcoming Frozen Moments Jordan 4, which is actually looking pretty sick. Now, I will say, keep in mind that this is going to be a woman's exclusive. The only thing that really throws this sneaker off for me personally is the metallic kind of eye stays and this plastic piece over here. It kind of reminds me of like the chrome details on some cars where it can end up looking a little bit tacky. Either way, the overall color blocking and colors used are very, very nice, and I do think that these are going to be pretty popular. Now, the release date on these is set for August the 26th. Next, we got a sneaker that Nike really wants to do well. The Nike Mac Attack OG returns in 2023. Now, this is the pair that we've seen Travis Scott wearing. He also was wearing a pair with a reverse swoosh, so it kind of looks like there potentially could be a collaboration of this upcoming in the future. So it definitely shows that Nike's really trying to make some kind of push with this pair of shoes, get Travis Scott wearing it, and the hype increases quite a lot. I gotta be honest, the box looks pretty sick, and the sneakers themselves, I've actually never owned a Mac Attack, so I'm not entirely sure how they feel, how they look on foot, but it definitely has that retro style. In fact, it almost reminds me somewhat of the New Balance 550. This pair is gonna be dropping on July the 23rd for $120. My man Drake back in the building with another sneaker drop coming this month. Take a look at these. This is something that we've seen Drake wearing at, I think, a couple basketball games or something. The Zoom Flight 95 inspired Nocta Glide. Now, I gotta say, I actually don't mind the look of these at all. I feel like it is kind of an acquired taste. It does have a lot of retro Nike basketball basketball DNA, but also making it pretty futuristic with some element, and obviously heavily inspired by the Zoom Flight 95. Now this is just one of the colorways that we've seen kind of leaked and rumored. There is a plethora of different other ones, but this is going to be the first one that drops. As of right now, we don't know exactly when in June these are going to release, but I imagine we get some more information very soon. So last week we spoke about New Balance's latest announcement of their new collaboration with Amine, and now we finally have a bunch of images of what this pair of shoes looks like. So take a look at this. This is the Mousse colorway on the New Balance 610 model. I've actually tried the New Balance 610, and I think it's a really solid pair of sneakers. It's trail inspired, so it gives off a lot of trail vibes. It's very different from the standard pair of 610s. It comes with a lot of different accents and some actually really interesting details as well. And I really don't mind this colorway. It's looking like it's going to be a pretty solid collaboration. As of right now, they haven't announced any release date, but these are supposed to be coming this summertime, so I would imagine they drop right around the corner. Salehe, Bembury, and Crocs still have some new colorways in the pipeline, and this is going to be one that's dropping next, the Horchata colorway. Pretty much monochromatic. It looks relatively similar to stuff that we've seen in the past, so I'm not too excited about this one. But I'm a fan of this model in general, and this colorway is definitely nice. So if you needed a new pair, this one should be dropping at some point this year. We have no exact release date. Right, we got some on-foot looks at the very clean April Skateboards Nike SB Dunk Low. Look at these things, man. They are looking super nice on foot and definitely ready for summer. Now, we still don't have a release date after these things have been leaked and rumored for the longest time now. And as you can see, the colorway takes on a lot of kind of turbo green Jordan 1 kind of element with the kind of washed suede over the top and the contrast stitching. I'm pretty hyped for these things. I think it's a very nice colorway, but again, we don't have a release date just yet, so as soon as we get any more updates, I'll let you guys know. A pair of dunks that we do have a release date for is the born and raised Nike SB Dunk Low. Now, at first, these were rumored to drop this month in June. However, now we know that they're going to be dropping on July the 21st. Now, we've also got some official images to accompany that release date. It's definitely on my must cop list. I think it's a great colorway and a really interesting collaboration in general. Now, we also got official images of the Crenshaw Skate Club Nike SB Dunk Low. However, we still don't have a release date for these. It's always a little bit tricky with these SB Dunk releases because we end up getting leaked images so early on. I still think it's a pretty decent pair, but compared to the last two that we just looked at, the April Skateboards and the Born and Raised, this is probably my least favorite. But yeah, at the moment, we don't have a release date, so as soon as we get any more information, I'll let you guys know. But since these are official images, I would expect that release date relatively soon. Right, this one's pretty exciting. We've got the first looks at a New Balance model, which is called the Warped Runner. As soon as I saw the leaked images of this pair, I instantly thought it's a very interesting looking model, and it's exactly what I want to see from New Balance, something new and refreshing instead of older previous models. I feel like there's a lot of DNA in here that reminds me a lot of the New Balance 327. That does have a very simplistic look to it, like there's not too many crazy panels and overlays going on. Pretty much just a mesh-based upper with some suede overlays and a very futuristic, ergonomic looking midsole. We know that they're going to drop at some point this holiday season. Right, we got a little bit of Yeezy news regarding their next release, so take a look at this right here. This is the upcoming Adidas Yeezy Boost 350 Granite colorway. Leaked and rumored for the longest time, was supposed to drop last year. You guys know the story. So apparently this pair is going to be releasing, and a lot of people are saying that it's actually dropping this month in June. Now, we've got official images. In fact, I have this pair and we took a look at it on the channel a couple months back. Now, the interesting thing is seeing how Adidas went about releasing the past collection of Yeezys that they have in their warehouse. I imagine this pair doesn't release on its own. So when Adidas decides to release their next batch of Yeezys, it's probably going to be another collection of a bunch of different models. For example, this pair of slides, which has been leaked and rumored quite heavily recently, this could also be dropping very soon. It makes sense, and I would imagine Adidas does a whole other Yeezy day for these other sneakers in their warehouse. Now, it is still entirely possible that they just do singular releases from here on out. So as soon as we get any more information on an exact release date, I'll keep you guys up to date. Speaking of leaks, if you guys went and saw the new Spider-Man movie Across the Spider-Verse, you may have seen an early leak for an upcoming pair of Jordan 1s. This was a pair that was in the movie. A lot of people are speculating this is going to be the pair that drops as part of the next movie's sneaker release. Apparently, for the third and final movie, they're going to be dropping a Jordan 1 utility stash. So this is what it could potentially look like. Now, obviously, this is an animated version, and obviously the colors are very hard to tell. But it does genuinely seem like this is going to be the pair that drops. Now, a utility version of the Jordan 1, we have seen it a couple times in the past. I think there was like 2 or 3 different colorways. All of them were pretty wild, but the next movie is Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse, and that's going to be dropping in 2024, so that's when we can expect a release for this pair. Sticking with Jordan 1s, we got some on-foot looks at the upcoming Royal Reimagined. This is the Royal Jordan 1 with the all-over suede upper. I mean that not everyone is too keen on the fact that they're swapping out the leather for this suede material, but it does come in OG Royal color blocking. Again, the release date for this pair is November the 4th. I'm not entirely sure how it's going to go because I don't even think OG colorways of the Jordan 1 are safe anymore from sitting on shelves. So we'll have to wait and see, but let me know what you think of these down in the comment section. Is the suede a deal breaker, or do you not mind? Or perhaps you even like it? This one's pretty hilarious and wild at the same time. So apparently the Nike Roshi run is returning this fall 2023. So something that I've seen a lot of sneaker pages and blogs actually make quite a big deal out of. Personally, I thought Nike was still selling these things somewhere in some Nike outlet, but apparently this is going to be a whole like re-release thing where they're actually making a relatively big deal out of it. We've got quite a few different original colorways that are going to be re-releasing this year, and then we've got some women counterparts for those colorways, also a white one as well. I don't know how this re-release is going to go, and I'm not entirely sure what Nike is expecting, if they're expecting it to actually be hype. Pretty cool thing is that they're still going to be $75 retail, which is not bad. I mean, it's a very comfortable pair of shoes. Either way, I thought this one was pretty funny. Crocs are going to be dropping an all-new Dylan Clog to kind of match up with the mule trend that's going on right now. So we've got 4 different colorways dropping tomorrow, June the 12th. There's going to be an all-over black one, stucco colorway, an espresso colorway, and this kind of burnt orange one. Kind of looks like it's a leather upper to kind of fit in with the more premium mule. But obviously, this being a pair of Crocs, it is still going to be all over EVA. So I imagine these things are very comfortable, not too breathable, but they do only retail for $55. Very small update on the upcoming off-white Jordan 4 Lookalike. So we've seen a lot of rendered or mocked up images surfacing online of this pair of sneakers, pretty much unknown at what they're going to look like. A lot of people are saying that they're going to look very, very similar to the Sale off-white Jordan 4s. Now, Z Sneakerheads created this mock-up, which typically Z Sneakerheads is pretty good at coming up with accurate mock-ups based on the color codes of these sneakers. The color code for these is Sale Metallic Gold and Black, and as you can see, the gold elements are pretty visible with the Air Unit and the Jumpman. Now again, this is just a mock-up image. Either way, this pair is going to be dropping next year, 2024, so we got plenty of time to see some of those upcoming leaked images. Bad Bunny and Adidas is going to be dropping another Response CL, this time in core black. Here's an early look at them. I've actually never tried the Bad Bunny Response CL. I think I've tried every other Bad Bunny sneaker except for this one, and I've only heard good things about it. Either way, we don't have an exact release date for this pair. We have no idea when it's going to be dropping, but we've seen Bad Bunny wearing this for quite a while, so I imagine they drop relatively soon. Right, final story for today. Stockx rejected $30 million in fake sneakers over the past year. So this report is actually pretty interesting. We got some more details from Stockx, just kind of outlining not only the 5 most faked sneakers that they received, but also a bunch of other stuff. Here's a little pie chart of all of the different reasons that Stockx rejects different products. So we got a bunch of different reasons here: manufacturing defects, fake products, damaged box, used products, wrong size, other reasons. And it's pretty interesting that manufacturing defects is the #1 thing that Stockx rejects shoes by. Now we also have the top 5 most faked sneakers that Stockx receives. Coming in at number 5 is the Yeezy Slide in the pure colorway, which I imagine is very easy to replicate. The Jordan 1 Mocha is still up there as one of the most faked sneakers, which is crazy because that has been up there as one of the most faked sneakers, and it probably by now one of the most fake sneakers of all time. Number 3, the Travis Scott Jordan 1 Low Reverse Mocha. This pair of shoes retails for like well over $1,000. So if someone can grab a pair of fakes for $100, sell it on StockX, and it actually goes through, they're making a bunch of money. Number 2 is another pair of Yeezy slides, obviously probably one of the most popular Yeezy models out there, but this is the Onyx colorway. And then the number 1 most fake shoes, which surprised me, is the Nike Dunk Low Panda. That's not surprising from a popularity sense, like the demand is definitely there. So obviously if there's a demand for a pair of sneakers, then fake shoe manufacturers are going to make it. And it's probably one of the most restocked shoes that Nike has. Most people should have had an opportunity to get these things for retail right now. The Panda Dunks are the most fake shoes, and a little bit worryingly, they're also the #1 bestseller for Stockx. So I just wonder how many pairs have gone through. Because with so many fakes of these flooding the market, some are bound to slip through the cracks. So just be careful out there purchasing any of these 5. Either way, guys, that is the final story for today. If you want to check out every single sneaker that dropped on Yeezy Day 2023, that video's right over there.